You snake pretending to be a deer. The woman who ruined Harry is none other than Meghan. So far, have you ever seen Meghan do anything to help Harry? If so, please send it directly here to receive your reward. In fact, Meghan never intended to help Harry. She expected him to support her in every aspect. That was why they left the UK. Her disgust at not having the royal jewels she wanted for her wedding, and her claim that she should live in a palace, not Frogmore, a good reason why that house was taken from them. Her abuse towards the late Queen and her husband. Shame on Harry not to receive any marital support from a wife, happy back in the US, depriving her husband and children from all their wider family. That woman's plan from the beginning was to stalk him. Wherever he went, she was there along with her mother. A woman whom she hadn't talked to in 10 years according to her own words. Though she even had an interview with a US magazine where she expressed her love for Harry, when in fact he told her not to say anything because his family didn't even know. And when he did try to get up, she came up with the brilliant idea. Sarcasm implied that she was pregnant. The pregnancy was lost subsequently. What a liar and a schemer. The Prince of Wales saw her for who she was and warned Harry. However, by that time Harry was enamored by the sex games that she played so well. Harry disregarded the entire family's warning, even the Spencer side, and messed up big time. Markle's even used the race bait. A woman who lived her entire life as white by having a myriad of cosmetic surgeries and procedures, when the royal family had serious concerns about her entering the family. I sure couldn't understand how she got herself into the royal family so quickly. She had to have a plan before she even met him. Harry must be more stupid than anyone thought. The only way her plan could work, and her agenda was to be famous. The problem is it has backfired and now she is a laughingstock. He has always been a bit wild, but she has totally brainwashed him. They have a few brain cells between them. She never loved him. She just looked at what he could provide her with, and opened doors for her. She will dump him as soon as she finds someone else who is daft enough to believe her lies. Look at the way Meghan holds on to Harry is neither loving nor normal. It's possessive, controlling and painful to see. Besides, they act like teenagers, so immature, and psychos to boot. When Princess Diana was the age of Meghan Markle, she had much older children and always acted in such a way that the whole world loved her. I think most of the world despises Meghan, and what would Lady Di think about her? Most people think she is a disgrace. She either did a double clutch on his arm, or had her hand on his back to guide him because he apparently wouldn't know where to go if she didn't. It is just like Meghan constantly having her hand on her baby bump. All for the photos. Meghan wants us to believe she and Harry are so happy, and so in love. However, Harry's facial expressions always look sad, depressed, and sometimes angry. Meghan has managed to pull him away from everything he knows and loves. If she really cared about Harry, she would see that all of these changes for him are very difficult. Instead, she goes on with her plan of putting herself and her agenda first. Certainly, she has never ever put Harry's needs first, only hers. She is the most egotistical, selfish person I've ever heard of. Vivek read Harry's bio. I've read everything that has been printed on his charity, the Invictus Games and the Heads Together launch. These were his accomplishments before Meghan. He was finally coming out of the deep dark depression. Thanks to his brother and Duchess Catherine's love and support, he was their children's fun Uncle Harry. Where did that laughing, happy prince go? As it doesn't seem to be the normal loving hand-holding that normal couples do. It appears to be forceful. Especially the way Meghan literally gives a two-handed iron grip on his arm, hardly allowing Harry any freedom of movement. She literally seems to hang off him. She's hanging on so tight I think if she lifted her feet off the ground, Harry would be able to drag her along after him. She clutches onto him like a limpet. He almost has to peel her off. What does it say about their relationship? Again, in my opinion, Meghan must feel quite threatened by, and of who I'm not sure, to feel the need to clutch, claw, and grasp at Harry continually. To me, their relationship doesn't seem loving, caring, and sharing, but more like dominating, possessive, bossy even. According to royal protocol, she goes behind him because he is a prince and she is his spouse. It all makes me think of someone having a dog on a leash and they rein them in. They decide to. Harry acts and looks like a broken-spirited dog on a chain being jerked around by a dominating master. She is definitely a narcissist. I think she is a classic perpetrator of coercive control. In the end, the victim is made to feel that they cannot exist without the perpetrator. To the outside world, the perpetrator is often seen as a wonderful person, and the victim has been taught to agree. Without a doubt, Mama Meghan is the dominant one. Harry panics if he doesn't hold her hand within the allotted time frame. She guides him around like he is a child. She does that arm motion, like a game show hostess showing a prize, when he is permitted to greet people. It's embarrassing to watch. Meghan tells people Harry is a feminist. Isn't that something he should say? I prefer to see the traditional roles for men and women in public. Meghan babbles on about gender equality, then humiliates her husband in public. She doesn't respect him, but I'm sure she demands respect from him. Come on, thinking we're stupid enough to believe she was in such torment. Oh, it was all too much. All she had to do was buck up and ignore the eshesh and go on with the job she signed on for with her partner. I am sure she was warned about exactly what it entailed, and her cop-out was the cruel media. Moreover, convinced Harry that his family was in danger. Not enough to survive, she said, you have to thrive. Talk about using words to her own manipulative advantage. She had a willing participant with him though, because he really has never completely gotten over what happened to his mother. Let's see. From the moment Meghan entered Harry's life, his life was a mess. The most obvious is the relationship with Prince William. It festered like all relationships do when a person with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder such as Meghan is afflicted with, set out to separate their partner from all friends and family. It's the primary need to dominate and isolate their victim from all and any perceived support, so they come to depend solely on the narcissist. Harry's good mates were criticized and shoved aside. His brother and sister-in-law were vilified as enemies of his marriage, and his father was cast as unloving and disinterested in the spare son. Meghan's jealousy of any and every woman in Harry's life was on full public display. Frightened, insecure, and psychologically needy, Harry was easily manipulated into becoming an angry, demanding adolescent who believed he was his brother's equal in all ways and deserved the same respect and financial support. He was encouraged by this fantastically grandiose opinion of himself and furious that his demands for himself and his wife's outrageous demands were not met. The Sussex demands to continue to be rejected. They continue to be out of favor with the British royal family, and their many high hopes and great expectations have so far come to nothing due to a lack of time and effort. Their credibility is at an all-time low. They claim to be out of money yet spend like billionaires on luxury travel, hotels, designer wardrobes for Meghan, gas guzzler vehicles, and security teams around the clock to protect their odd sense of privacy, a la South Park cartoon characters. Follow the money to Russians in America or blackmail? No one knows or really cares anymore what amazing money-making possible, maybe, could be. New projects are alleged by Sussex PR to be on the cusp of amazing everyone. They've strutted and fretted their hour upon the Hollywood stage and will soon be heard no more. To paraphrase the bard, their dreams will end not with a bang, but with a whimper, inshallah. So, do you think Harry and Meghan's relationship will last? Sadly, I do not think so. When one party has had to give up everything, including his family, just to keep the other person happy, that produces a lot of strain, mainly because people who demand a lot go on demanding more and more. You can see he is not happy. Certainly, they must locate a source of income that will allow them to maintain their desired lifestyle, while also consistently meeting their necessities. Otherwise, they will not feel secure, and will be continually hustling. They must establish themselves in a new social order with no fixed rules, which is both simple and complex, laden with hazards. They must quickly demonstrate that they are capable of doing great work rather than just talking, and they are aware that the world is waiting to see the results of their efforts. They must show the British public and the royal family that they are the stars they believe they are. They must raise their child to be a healthy, moral human being, etc. In addition to all of this strain, there are some alarming signals. 1. They have not kept solid contact with any relatives or friends, including old childhood acquaintances and friends for more than a few years. It's weird to have no ties with somebody from childhood or early adulthood, when we often create the strongest bonds. Second, Harry appears to have a transformed personality. Isn't this something we warn our girlfriends about? Don't we say, don't lose yourself in that relationship to the point where you forget who you are? This is how things are looking for Harry. I don't have time to elaborate beyond saying that any marriage that is going through these things does not appear to be healthy. But couples have been known to stay in toxic relationships indefinitely, so who knows how it will turn out. Hopefully, no huge disasters will occur, and they will simply muddle around, awakened and irritated but not terrible. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching our video, and I want to know what you think about these issues. Please express your opinion in the comments below. Hope you will always be cheerful and happy. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos.